Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Governor Kate Brown. Governor, it's been a while since we've seen you. You've been very busy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about the last couple of months. It's been a whirlwind, I imagine. How are you doing?
Great. It's been a really amazing experience to travel around Oregon and see all the Oregonians just welcoming me, opening their arms up to me, and being very gracious. So it's been great.
I'm glad to hear that. So let's talk briefly about the transition. Are you able to fully function as governor right now, or are there different aspects of the transition that are still, I don't want to say weighing you down, but there's a lot you have to do?
We're up to speed. I replaced some key staff, my chief of staff, legal counsel, but in order to maintain a level of stability, we wanted to have the main policy advisors stay on board, and we're rocking and rolling, working through the session, meeting with legislators, working on bills. We're just moving quickly.
Yeah, a lot of bills, and I want to ask you about that. But first, what do you want Oregonians to know about your leadership style?
Well, when I first ran for office back in 1991, my motto was, I'm a bridge builder, and I would like to work collaboratively with folks to problem solve around the state of Oregon, and that's how I'll be as the Oregon governor.
Okay, and maybe this the answer to this next question leads a little into what you just talked about, but what is your vision, kind of a macro view for your administration, you know, in a few years, looking back? What are you looking for? Well,
I think there's some key pieces. Number one, we want to make sure that Oregon's economy continues to thrive, not just in the Valley, but through the entire state of Oregon. We want to make sure that we have a really good education system that we can be proud of. And I want to make sure that our children can be raised in healthy, loving communities.
Okay. Now, you introduced an ethics package. Why was it so important for you to get that done and done early?
Given what happened in terms of the transition, we felt it was very important that we work to restore credibility in state government. So we've introduced 3 bills, one dealing with public records and 2 dealing with ethics. We think if the legislature passes this legislation, that will help Oregonians restore their faith in state government.
Okay, and I understand you've signed 26 bills into law already. Is there one that stands out to you being something that you're particularly proud of?
Yes, one bill, the new Motor Voter Act. This bill will literally deliver ballots to thousands of Oregonians. The goal of vote by mail was to put a ballot in the hands of every eligible Oregonian. This bill will essentially implement that vision.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break. Much more with Governor Brown in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, here with Oregon Governor Kate Brown. Governor, what are your legislative priorities?
I have a couple of key issues that I'm focused on. Number one, I am hoping my legislative colleagues will send me a bipartisan transportation project. As you all know from the transportation infrastructure here in the Rogue Valley, we clearly need additional resources to invest and make sure that we have a safe and reliable transportation system. It's absolutely critical for Oregon's economy, and I'm cautiously optimistic that my colleagues will send me a package. The second area that I'm very focused on is early childhood education. I got to tour Jackson Elementary School this morning. Very impressed with the work folks are doing, the wraparound services for little kids, making sure that the students have access to pre-K. The goal is to make sure that we have students ready to learn when they reach kindergarten, and Jackson Elementary School is a great model.
So let's talk about the state auditor. What sort of duties will that person be performing?
Well, the auditing function hasn't changed. It's under the Secretary of State's office, and there is actually a project we're going to send the state auditor. One of the bills that we are asking the legislature to pass is a bill that would require the state auditor to do an audit of agency public records, take a look at the costs, the timelines in responding to public records. We want to make sure we have an open, transparent, accessible government, and I'm hoping that the auditor will provide us with a roadmap to make sure that we are complying and making sure that that Oregon government is accessible to the public.
Okay, very good. So what about a lieutenant governor? Oregon does not have one. Is that something that you would consider, or is that something Oregonians should consider, that is?
Well, as Secretary of State, essentially you serve as that function, as the lieutenant governor. So when Governor Kitzhaber stepped down, I transitioned into becoming Oregon's governor. I'm not sure Oregonians want to provide for the financial resources for another statewide office, but I think what I would say is what I see that needs to happen is that the statewide elected officials need to work more collaboratively. And I've already met with my colleagues and look forward to working with them more closely so they have a sense of my priorities, I'm working on theirs, and that we're working together to move Oregon forward.
Okay, and obviously we've talked about how quickly things have happened since you've been in office. But one thing many people are looking at down here is a casino in Medford. Many local lawmakers joined former Kitzhaber in opposing lands being placed into trust in the Medford area for a casino. How do you feel about that proposal?
Well, I haven't delved into the specifics of that particular proposal, but I have worked with the 9 federally recognized tribes in Oregon throughout my entire political career. I am confident that we can work together to make sure that each of the tribes can grow and thrive in a way that their sovereign governments determine that they need to, and look forward to working with folks on that particular proposal.
Governor Brown, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.